I want a rainbow of birds. So, I have in the past experimented with crocheting birds, and they're alright. I followed the little bird pattern, little bird crochet pattern. Part of what made them okay was that I wasn't that good at crocheting yet, so my stitches were loose, so they ended up being roughly the same size. They're not the right shape. They weren't quite, yeah, they weren't quite right. They didn't really sit along nicely with other like actual target birds. So I have worked on this for so long, working on making my own pride birds. Well, not just pride birds, just birds in general. Making my own pattern took so much math and so much frogging, but I did manage to make a crochet pattern that would like sit along nicely with pre-made birds. And gotta go get my box of birds. Okay. Excited? Excited? Do we start? I'll start with da, 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 da. I have made a bird. So I think like the tail shape, I think you could probably like stuff it, maybe put some harder things in it to make it more of a rigid, the right shape, but stuffing is a little bit hard to control, and I didn't really put anything inside of these other than stuffing and the legs. But oh my goodness. Oh, there's my hair. You can't not crochet your own hair into your crochet works. Oh my goodness, can you see how friggin' cute this bird is? And yes, the feet are just wire, and I think you could probably wrap these up with yarn and I think they would look good, but I don't know how to secure that without using glue. I can't personally use glue, but I have multiple chemical sensitivity. So if you can use glue, go ahead and wrap these legs and see how it looks. I think that would also help them to kind of stay up a little bit more. But we've got our purple, got a bluebird. So cute! I kind of love the green bird, like, a lot. So I made a pattern to make your own birds. And if you want to make your own, if you want my pattern to make your own birds, look in the description below because it's on Etsy and you can buy it. Yay! And not only that, not only can you purchase, I simply must. This is a very, okay, here. We'll back up a little bit. So I was trying to make the face, and I first started with this adorable cardinal, and then I realized that face is way too small, and the eyes are way too close together, and it's kind of derpy, but for a cardinal, I love it. It's perfect. It's great, but it's not right. It's not the way that a bird should look. And I also because I wanted to release this for Pride Month so that people could make their own proud displays and like make them as loud and proud as they wanted them to be and not be depending on Target to hopefully give us another pride bird. Hopefully, like another drag queen, please. Would love it. Watch that space because I have plans. But I wanted to make sure that I had included in the pattern a way to make stripes. So I was thinking it would be nice to have like different number of striped options so that you could customize it. Different flags, you're gonna want different numbers of stripes, but it took a lot of my brain just to turn this pattern into a 6-striped bird, but we do have a 6-striped bird, so you can make a Roy G bird. A Roy G bird? Oh, I love that. So it's Roy G Biv bird, because Roy G Biv, red, orange, yellow, green, indigo, blue, violet. Right, blue, indigo, violet. Yes, I can color. This doesn't, it's not really Roy G Biv, it's more like Roy G Biv. And I very nearly released the pattern without including the stripes and without coming up with a good face, but I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that to you. So I put my nose back to the grindstone, I did more math, and included in the pattern is the 6-striped bird. It's at the very end of the pattern, so scroll all the way down. Oh, I thought that was the mailman again, but it's my partner coming in from the other door, which he never does. But yeah, so the bird has a face. Now, at first I was like on the fence about this pink face, just none of them looked right on the striped bird. I think that this face will look really good on a solid colored bird. But after I woke up at 3 a.m. to buy birds, then I couldn't really fall back asleep. My body tends to wake me up at like 4 a.m. anyway because it's a jerk. And one of the things that I did while I was awake was I'd started making an accessory pack for the birds with hats and bags and accessories. And I figured I would sell it cheaply alongside of the pattern. Because the pattern, I made the pattern $5 because birds are $5. And honestly because it was a lot of work to make the pattern. And Etsy takes her cut. So the bird pattern is $5. And the accessory pack, right now it's $1. Doesn't leave me really any profit, but right now it's $1. It may change in the future, and I definitely want to put out more accessory packs. But I had like made a bunch of designs for it, but I hadn't really tested them. So I stayed up and I sewed a bunch of accessories, and when I was doing the photo shoots so we could see what the accessories looked like, I put the bow tie on a Roy G bird here. It was so cute though. Like, okay, I'm going to make my bird video reveal and then I'm going to put that bow tie on Roy G bird forever because it needs it. And of course I went and I grabbed all the birds and I cannot find the bow tie. So I'm gonna make another one. And first things first, it's time to get rid of spraying, which I'm gonna do off camera because this video is already gonna be very long. So we'll come back in Pride Month. I did actually take a lot of pictures of the construction process for my pattern for the accessories and the hats, but then I took out the SD card and yeeted it into the void, so I don't know where all those pictures are. So I had to retake all of my, like, this is what it looks like now that it's done pictures. I had to like retake all the reveal shots and just lost all the process shots, but honestly they were all super simple, so I just described them. I think this is probably the trickiest one because it's hard to describe. You just pinch the needle, stab it, and pull the thread through, and then I'm going to hold this thread, just wrap it around like that, and it forms a little bow tie. We'll tie it off and then sew it onto our Roy G Biv. No, not Roy G Biv. Oh my gosh, that sounds nasty. Oh, I'm getting hot and sweaty, and my hair is just getting bigger and bigger because I washed it last night, so this is second day hair. And it's just gonna get big. And I'm gonna be okay with that. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I really like the look of this, but then it just gets frizzier and frizzier, so I have a hard time dealing with it because there's not a lot of curly hair love and curly hair acceptance going on when I was a kid. And yeah, I love seeing more of that now. It is like my gripe with the Princess Diaries is that they took away her curly hair. And like, oh my gosh, she looks so much better now. Like, no, she just needed like a little serum. She would also look great with naturally curly hair that wasn't brushed Just don't brush your curly hair. If you don't know how to deal with your curly hair, stop brushing it. Ooh, I've like wasted my whole battery. Okay, so we are going to sew this on. Oh my gosh, already? See? Do you see what I mean? He's so much cuter now. Okay, I'm gonna sew this on so that he always has a bow tie. All right, so we sew this on, and then we have Roy G. Biv. No, not Roy G. Biv. Roy G. Bird. Say it correctly, or do not say it. Then always, ooh, I think this could probably use another tack down to try and get it to sit straight. Sew you on. And of course, you could use glue for this and make your life a lot simpler, unless you have multiple colors. Unless, you know, your body is betraying you constantly, like mine, in which case you're gonna have to sew it. So sew it down, tie it off, and then you just stab your bird and push the needle through. And now you can give it a little squeeze, and then cut the excess, and it'll just go right into the bird and live there. So I am now going to do, I'm going to take this other tail. I'm going to stab my bird. And I'm taking care to bring it through the same color, so if there is excess, if I miss something, then it'll at least blend in, but there, see? He's so stinking cute with this bow tie. And I've got one more finishing touch. And then Roy G. Biv. Roy G. Bird. One more touch. One more finishing touch. And then Roy G. Bird is ready to take the spotlight. I'm just gonna tie this on the ankle. Okay. Now the other thing that I was thinking about is, I don't know if you watched this video yet. If not, yeah, if not, it should, yeah, right here. Check out this video where I made thrones for the birds. And since they're lovey, I was thinking about it, but I think that the colors are wrong. So I like the idea of having like pride regents. Pride regents could be really fun, but yeah, the colors are wrong. So pride regents in our heart. Everyone can be the pride regent. Regency for everyone. Pride rulers! I've spent my whole time just crocheting away to make a whole rainbow of, well, a rainbow bird, but also a whole rainbow of birds. But one accessory that I had to have is just a bunch of little bricks. So this is just a little strip of balsa wood. I ordered, because I've been making a lot of bird accessories with balsa wood, I ordered sort of a grab bag from Joann's. And I was kind of hoping for some longer pieces, but they're all a little short for what I wanted. But it did come with like a long strip that I just cut down and painted and added little holes on them to make a pile of bricks. Because, as we mentioned before, pride is a protest. So we've got bricks to symbolize the Stonewall riots from which pride was birthed. And let's make a rainbow of birds. Now, this red one was one of the first ones that I made, so that's why it's a bit of a first pancake, which like it pulls it off here, everything's super cute, until you look at the feet. The feet are very bad. Very, very bad. I tried to bend without actually finding my jewelry pliers and using those. No. Get the jewelry pliers and then you'll have nice feet. These are not nice feet. I'm sorry for foot shaming you. Where's my yellow? Oh, my yellow! I pulled the yellow out because when I was putting the springbirds away, I found my other birds. So this is my pattern. This is, oh no! This is my bird that I made with my pattern. This is one of the first birds that I made back when I was using the Little Bird crochet, and it's cute. It's still very cute. I tried to wrap the legs without using glue, and I think I was using a much thinner wire as well. So it's very cute, but you can see that my stitches are so loose because I was a very new crocheter. This was very early in my beginning. So if I remade this pattern, it would be much smaller. Much smaller. But like, let's compare them side by side. So you can see two things. One, that I just honestly gotten a heck and a lot better crocheting over the years, which, you know, it's been a few years, so hopefully. So the crochet is different, but also you can see that the pattern, like, it's a good bird. It's just not a bird. It's not as close to the pre-made birds as my pattern is. So get my pattern. If you like want to just try out this Little Bird, the Little Bird pattern, just look for Little Bird crochet. You should find it. It's on the internet. It is free, unlike my pattern, but yeah, it's not quite the same. A rainbow of birds. What should I add to this? It needs some, oh right, of course, the target birds. Okay, I'm gonna change my battery and then we're gonna work on that. So here we are now. Normally I like to change the heights, but I think I kind of like them all being on the same level for now. For now. So I think I might utilize the side pieces for the target birds since it's gonna be a real tableau. I think we can put the car here. Cheat her out a little bit. And then we'll do the cabana on this side. But I also would like to, well, that's a tough competition. Bird to bird. So you can see that even though this is clearly homemade, this is clearly handmade, it's not the same. It's still, they still look good together. They still go. They're similar enough in size and shape. The tail, yeah, the tail could use a little more, but they go together. Whereas these little friends, they don't quite look like they belong together. Am I missing a pom-pom? She's supposed to have 4 pom-poms. Yeah, it's not quite the same. So, okay. Still so stinking cute. Like, can't go wrong. They're all very good. But I really think that the target birds, they play really nicely. They belong to the same universe. So cute. So cute. They're friends. They're just really close friends. Loving that. Also, just, you know, this was one of the last birds that I made, and look at how much better I got at making feet. Practice really does help, y'all. Okay, so this is all that we have as far as Pride specific stuff, and it's not quite enough. My plan was to have a bunch of Pride flags as well, and I cut out the wood for those, but my child wanted to be the one to paint them. And they sort of did. Did they do it? Is it here? Well, somewhere in the house is a non-binary flag that they have scribbled on. Well, not scribbled. They did a decent job, but they decided they wanted to use gel pens instead of paint, and I don't know where it is. So maybe at some point we'll add Pride flags, a selection of Pride flags to our display. But I'm gonna add back in the greenery that I took out before, and then I think we're gonna accessorize the birds. So, ta-da! Here is my rainbow, and I love it, and it's so nearly perfect. But as I mentioned before, I did stay up for most of the night making accessories. And like we have this little witch's hat, which I don't think is very Pride, but when you put it on the green bird, it kind of gives Elphaba. So it's about as Pride as Tippi Hedren, if you ask me. So that's a maybe. And I made this paper crown, which is meant to be more Christmassy, like the paper crown that you find in a Christmas cracker, but it's also just a crown. So I might just make Roy Bird, the official ruler of Pride. And I have, which I think last time I gave him this fabulous handbag, but I've got this handbag, which I made by hand. I made it inside out and turned it, but I think it would be fine without it. I would recommend maybe not using this glittery felt, because everywhere I handled it, like the glitter came off, which was sad. But I couldn't find a metal snap, so this does not have a metal snap. But if you put a metal snap here, you can actually open it up and put stuff in it. It's a functional purse. A functional purse. And I'll give it to you. Now, if you wanted to actually put the birds, put the bags on the birds in a way that it looked like they were holding them, that's a decision you need to make before you put the wings on. So a lot of the accessories you have to be planning in your head before you make the bird. It's just the way it works. Or be willing to undo some work, and then we can make it work. I made this little tote bag, and in the preview pictures, I put it on the white bird, and it's something about this white bird carrying the tote bag makes it look so Target. It's so Target. But who could use a white, not a white, who could use a red purse? We'll give Yellowbird a red purse. And this is just simple. These are all accessories that you can find in my hats and accessories pack. It's just one pack. In the future, I'll have more packs. I think I'm gonna start working on a summer pack, but right now we have this party hat, which I just made this pom-pom because I'm sure we have little pom-poms somewhere in the house. I'm sure we do, because I've got a kid who loves crafting, but I could not find any in the middle of the night. So I made this little pom-pom and I stuck it to the party cone, and somebody needs this. No, but now, well, at least the purse matches the hat. But blue does have too many accessories. Everyone else is feeling jealous. I meant this to be a top hat, but then you can do a better job sewing these and they'll be much cuter. I didn't do a super great job sewing them, and I couldn't find black embroidery floss, so I used gray embroidery floss. So it looks really rustic. So I put twine on instead of a ribbon, and I love it. It really saved the hat. I love it. I don't know that it's super Pride, so I don't know that it's gonna stay. Almost, ooh, I should make like a little fringy thing and make a little Orville Peck. Oh, Orville Peck! Orville Peck would be a great bird. Ooh. Ooh. And I am missing a couple of accessories. I've got this giant tote bag. Now, when I grabbed this felt, I grabbed my really thin felt that I don't really like it for many things. I used it on some of, like, I think I've got a beak out of this thin felt. It's just too thin. Like, it was designed to be made with craft felt and thicker. But I think this would be really cute with a thicker felt. I've got just a tote bag. It's huge. Yeah, you can have a tote bag. And I made just a big hair ribbon. I've got 2 flowers in the kit, but I can only find the rose. So somebody gets a little rose. All right, they're fabulous and I love them. Well, this is my Pride 2024 display and honestly, collection. As I mentioned before, you can find this pattern on my Etsy shop, which I will link below. These little accessories, you can make them out of felt. It's super easy and fun, and that's why it's so cheap, because it's like, this is something that like people probably could figure out on their own, but I will save you the effort. Where's the pattern? The pattern was a lot of work and you don't want to do that to yourself. Just get my pattern. But because I'm really trying to be a good ally and explore what that means, I legally don't know how to do this correctly, because this is like, I opened an Etsy shop for this. Spoilers, I got impatient and I really released it a little bit early. So I've made a few sales, but like I don't have, as of today, Thursday, I don't have any reviews because I'm a brand new shop. I am not used to selling things that I made myself. So I'm not used to running anything resembling a business. And right now this is a hobby. Like, I'd love to be able to have a business someday, but right now it's a hobby. And I just really want to donate a percentage of everything that I make up until the end of June to probably the Trevor Project. And I can't say a percentage because honestly, this is my first time working with Etsy, so I know that they take a cut. I think I know how much I'll be getting, but I don't know. So of the profits, I will donate a percentage, and I will put out probably a short in July or whenever, like, I can finalize all that and get that done so that you can know that I did it. But I haven't like put this in writing anywhere because I know that like legally that there are steps I should probably do to prove that I did it, but I'm gonna do it. And yeah, so buy my pattern, support the Trevor Project, and have fun making lots of verbs. I'll see you next time. Subscribe for more, and then you'll see whenever I put out new packs. I'll make a little announcement, but subscribe for more things. I do tons of different craft stuff, and probably going to be getting into the garden next week because it's time. So, see you next time. Goodbye.